Hello class, come on in and have a seat. Really gonna hit a home run with this video this week. First off, it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Kids, make sure you tell your mom the same thing. Okay, let's get into this thing, what we got here. We've got English. We've got math. We've got science. English, math, science. We got history. But I'm going to show you that actually English, math, science, history has everything to do with what you need to know, and has everything to do with baseball. Heard it before. I don't need to know that stuff. I'm never, ever going to get to use it. Never going to need it, right? You're wrong. So there's actually already in this video has been one lesson already. In English, metaphors. Did you catch the metaphor at the beginning? Let's head over to our baseball field. Okay, we're gonna go over to the geosphere. We're gonna look at our baseball field out here. Got our field. Okay. We've got our outfield fence out there. We've got we got our field on our geosphere. We got some biosphere going on out here in the outfield. Got some grass growing, and actually, what makes that grow is a lot of the hydrosphere and the atmosphere is needed for that. So, hydrosphere, atmosphere, geosphere, biosphere, and what we see there is how all four interact to allow us to play baseball. Okay? We learn compare, contrast in English, right? So we're going to compare and contrast baseball and football. How can we compare those things? Well, in baseball and football, in both sports you need to run a little bit, right? In both sports are team sports, and both sports you wear helmets. Okay, let's contrast them a little bit. Contrast baseball and football. Well, in one you have 9 kids, in one you have 11, and in football the offense controls the ball, and in baseball, the defense controls the ball. So, what this tells us is that if we didn't know how to compare and contrast what we learned, one of the things we learned in English, if we didn't know how to do that, we wouldn't know the differences between football and baseball. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I know by now you're probably looking at me and thinking, this is nuts. Baseball may relate to English. Yeah, maybe. Might relate to some science in there somewhere. But history? How is baseball related to history? No way. Well, I have to disagree. And if you aren't going to see things my way, then I may just have to exercise my Second Amendment rights if you're not going to see things my way. You see, my Second Amendment's rights are the right to bear arms. Now what? You say I'm interpreting that the wrong way? I think not. Don't mess with these guns. Okay? Now, math should be pretty simple. We're going to do the math down here. Let's say we have a game and we have Luke, Caleb, and Holden. Okay? Combined, they score 12 runs altogether. Okay? And Luke, well, he scores half as many runs as Holden, and Holden scored a third of the runs. Okay? Well, how many runs did each person score? A lot of different ways you can do this. We're going to multiply some fractions. Okay, so we know we scored 12 runs total, right? We know 12 over 1, or 12 is the same as 12 over 1. So we're going to multiply that out to figure out what Holden scored. We know he scored a third of the runs. Okay, well 12 times 1 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. And we know that whittles down even further. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So we know Holden scored 4 runs. Same thing, 4 over 1. Luke scored half of the runs. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So Luke, we know he scored 2 runs. So how do we figure out the rest? Simple addition and subtraction. We know there are 12 runs total. We have just accounted for 6 of those, so we'll take those 6 away. How many did Caleb score? 6. That's how many runs they scored in the baseball game. And that is how everything you do in school relates to baseball, and it's how everything you do in baseball relates to what you do in school. And if you don't believe that, if you think, some people may say, you know, the meaning of school is just simply to learn how to learn. Well, I'm going to show you also how that relates to baseball. You see, learning, it's a lifelong skill. Always got to learn, and you never stop learning. And to show you the truth in that and how it relates to baseball, I spent all last week studying, reading, learning from USA Baseball, and I took some tests and I became certified. I got certification A, B, and C from USA Baseball. Lifelong skill of learning. Okay? Now, after all that, now let's get into the challenges. Okay? We are ending the first challenge after 3 weeks. Great job competing against yourself. Great job staying motivated. It definitely took some perseverance to get through it. Wait a minute. Perseverance. Vocab word. English. Perseverance. What does perseverance mean? It means persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. It wasn't instant doing this challenge, and it certainly wasn't easy. Good work keeping up with everything, guys. Okay, so our winners for the challenge for the first 3 weeks: Brady J, Carson, both scored every single point that was available to them. Okay, behind them by 1 point back was Brady A. Missed 1 point, took a day off of throwing. Don't blame him, had a lot of throwing the day before. And then right behind him, not too much further back, was Luke. So we really thought that the 100 point, we really thought that 100 points kind of showed those who could persevere through these 3 weeks and just keep at it and keep pounding and keep grinding. So each of these 4 guys scored over 100 points. So 100 points this time around is going to equal DQ. For each of these 4 guys, we will set up a time to meet you up there. Okay, great job, guys. Now, let's get into the next challenge. We're not going to stop after that. So the idea is when you build a training program, right, you start off easy, build up a little bit more the second week, build up more the third week, and then in week 4 you dial it back down. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to dial it down and take it a little bit easier this week. Okay? So this week it's going to be a team challenge. Team challenge this week. So to win, it's a 2-week competition. Week 1, week 2. Okay, and to win, the team has to win both weeks. Can't win one and not the other. If you split it, it's not a win. And in order to win, So each person is able to get 25 points in this first week. Okay? So 25 points per person times the number of people we have. We have 275 points available to the team in this first week. And for the win, the team needs to acquire 80% of those points. Get 80% of the points, that's a win. I will let you use your math to figure out how many total points the team needs to get a win for this week. Okay? Now, let's get into what we're doing. 50 swings. Catch. Play catch. 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups. Okay. And a 1 mile run. Now, I told you we're dialing it back this week. You can only do each of these items 3 times. No more every day this week, okay? 3 times this week, that's it. Okay? And then the next item is 20 pitches. And you're only doing that 1 time. Okay? You should lock that in to one of the days that you're playing catch. Okay? And then the Tom Challenge, you can do that 2 times. And remember, that is pick 4 exercises and do them 2 sets of 4 exercises. Okay? Those are the 6 items there. And then the 7th one, the last one this week, everybody should get an email each week from your teachers at school kind of explaining what is due academically that week. Okay? So in that email, it'll list out all of your subjects and what's expected. That's your 7th item this week. You achieve, if you finish that whole week of academics, it's worth 10 points. And it's all or nothing. You can't get 4 points or 6 points. It's 0 or 10. You either do everything or you do some of it or none of it. And you don't get any points. Okay? So, 10 points for that one. All of these together adds up to 25 points for the week. Good luck. Now get out there, get ready for school, and dominate your day.